I'm Hog. Please take it on faith that the dice is near me somewhere. And yes, I'm carving a jack-o'-lantern, but I'm not just carving a jack-o'-lantern. I'm going to explain you a few things about the jack-o'-lantern. First of all, you may be wondering why I'm carving a turnip instead of that giant-ass pumpkin that's behind me. Well, there's two reasons for this. The first reason is that turnips are much more solid and less breakable than pumpkins, and every time I try to carve a pumpkin, I fuck it up because it just breaks. Not so with turnips. Turnips are like carving really soggy wood. The other far more pertinent reason is that the original traditional Irish jack-o'-lanterns were carved out of turnips, not pumpkins. Because we didn't have pumpkins, we had turnips. It's a fairly simple reason, really, when you think about it. I'm carving this turnip with a really, really lovely wood carving knife that I bought on Etsy from an Etsy shop in Ukraine. I'll post a link below. It's really sharp. I've carved quite a bit of stuff with it so far. I haven't had to sharpen it yet. Just very nice. That tool roll there, the lovely purple tool roll, was carved for me by... Sewn for me as a present by FrockTarts, whose linky Etsy shop I will also link in the description. My words are just going all over the place today. Anyway, back on topic, back to jack-o'-lanterns. If you don't know the origin of the jack-o'-lantern, the story that began the whole idea, or rather the story that was invented to explain the whole idea, which probably existed beforehand, then I'll tell you. It's the story of Stingy Jack, which bears a remarkable similarity to the story of An Cearrmhaigh MacCóibh, or the Gambler McCabe in English. But, as any of the folklorists in my audience will be able to tell you, that kind of thing happens a lot in folklore. You'll see two stories that are about different things, but are still almost identical. Stingy Jack, he was a bit of a boozer, he was a bit of a shithead. And he was in the pub one day, he was having a drink, and he sees the devil is next to him. So he has a few drinks with the devil, and he tells the devil, look, I'm out of money, but I want to keep drinking. Why don't you turn into a coin, and I'll use you to pay for the drink, and then you can just turn back into the devil and pop out. So the devil turns into the coin, and Stingy Jack picks up the coin and puts it in his pocket next to a silver coin, which prevents the devil from changing back. He eventually takes the silver coin away, allowing the devil to change back, but only after the coin devil. I'm not sure how the devil actually managed to negotiate this as a coin, but only after the coin devil agreed to leave Jack alone for at least 1 year. So, a year later, the devil shows back up, taunting Jack. He's going after Jack, he's gonna kill Jack. And Jack is like, okay, look, it's grand, I'm gonna go with you, I promise I'll go with you. But see that apple tree there? That's my favourite apple tree. I'd really love an apple right now, but my legs are a bit stiff. Could you go up there and get me an apple? So the devil's like, oh yeah, fair enough, there's definitely nothing tricky here, you haven't betrayed me before. And he climbs up the tree, and Jack, he carves a cross into the trunk of the tree so the devil can't get down. And Jack says, hey, look, I'll let you down out of the tree, I'll get rid of the cross if you leave me alone for another 10 years. So the devil agrees, and Jack scrapes away the cross, and the devil gets down, and he's not happy. So 10 years pass, and the devil turns it back up, and he kills Jack. And that seems very anticlimactic, I know, but there's more to it than that. Jack goes down to hell. Jack goes to heaven first. And St. Peter at the pearly gates is just like, no, Jack, you're a fuck. Nobody likes you, Jack. Fuck off. So Jack goes down to hell. And he goes to hell, and the devil's like, ah! No! Fuck off! And Jack's like, oh, but what do I do? Like, where else is there? And it's dark, and I'm cold. Can I not come in? And Devil's like, right, you're cold and it's dark. Right, take this. And he gives him an ember, one of the coals of hell. And Jack is like, okay, fine, what do I put this in? And he picks up a turnip and he scoops it out and he puts the coal inside. And that's where we get the jack-o'-lantern. that was the explanation invented for why jack-o'-lanterns exist. I hope you enjoyed this extremely rambly video while watching me violently hack at a turnip with a very small knife. If you want to see more things like this, please like and subscribe, or maybe support me on Patreon, like Neil McConvera and these other fine people. Remember, your applause is the only way to counteract my daily chant of I don't believe in fairies.